When I tell you guys, it took me a long time to come to terms with who I am. So in this video, I guess we're going to talk about that. Mainly, I'm going to be discussing my journey when it comes to content creation and things like that. And yeah, so sit back, relax, and enjoy the tea. So I am somebody that, like, in general, okay, are we really gonna go there? All right, here we go, I guess. Okay. I'm like hesitant to like talk about this. I'm somebody that is really sensitive. Like, I'm a very sensitive person. So I, for a long time, was kind of stuck in the grassroots of trying to make my inner healing like a physical, tangible reality. And what I wanted to do is I wanted to turn everything that I had learned about myself and the world and healing into a business. And so I started making YouTube videos and I started making courses and coaching materials and stuff, and it was doing really well for a while. And then life continued to happen to me, and instead of like healing from the things that happened consecutively, I just focused more on my business, and I just poured my, like, I worked so hard, and it took my like energy fully. I actually was working towards like so many different things in my life that I was kind of spread really thin, and I started breaking down physically, you know what I mean? And so I now what was affecting me mentally had hit my body. And I want you guys to be conscious of this. Whenever something hits the body, it's gone too far. So if you are struggling with something, just understand that you have to please get to the bottom of it as soon as you can. Do that inner work. Go down to the root of the issue. Try to journal, write down your thoughts. Try to even meditate to see why you are being plagued by this thing. It could be it could come from a childhood wound, it can come from anything. And you guys have to understand that childhood wounds and past life wounds repeat. They repeat throughout our lives until we break the cycle of the repetition and we decide to heal them. But unless we decide to do that healing work on ourselves, which no one can do for us, they're going to keep repeating. And this is known as being stuck in a karmic loop, or being stuck in a karmic cycle. And so when you're stuck in a karmic cycle, you will find the same personality in different people that you meet throughout your life. It's like living in like a Black Mirror episode. And so you will think, okay, like this person is just like the last person I dealt with, you know what I mean? And so that's a little bit like jarring, because then you realize, or if you do the work, you'll realize that it's an identity thing. You are attracting the same type of archetype of people towards yourself. So if you actually just do that inner work of, okay, what in me is attracting this type of person towards me? What wound do I need to heal within me? What hole is this relationship trying to fill? And all that stuff. This is something that we can all do. It's just about waking up to our patterns, our life patterns. The best way I found to do this is by literally getting out a pen and an empty sheet of paper and writing out not what you did that day, not anything like that, but write out what you're struggling with the most. Like the things that you don't want to face them. Face them. Once you face them, I'm not saying it'll be easy. It won't be easy. You'll have to go through that process of being really candid with yourself, being really clear with like facing yourself, which is very hard to do. It's a very jarring process. Your identity as you knew it is now being challenged by like this work that you're doing. Like, no, you're gonna want to go away from that, right? But if you stick with it long enough, day after day, month after month, and then you say yes more and more to your process, to your literal stripping process, okay, of the old identity, you will find more and more who you really are on the inside, which is pure soul, right? Which is soul. And when you hit that more and more, either through meditative practices or just being more comfortable with yourself and your energy as you do the work, then you will start to live more freely. You'll start to have more fun. You'll start to, live more like a child, or even feel younger, And you'll also begin to judge yourself less. You know what I mean? Like, if you had asked me 5 years ago if I would be on YouTube, I would have said no way. You know what I mean? If you had asked me 1 year ago if I'd be able to post reels on Instagram, I'd say no way. But the more comfortable we get with our own beautiful energy, and the more that we decide to express that, which we all have, by the way, then we will see it more and more clearly to ourselves, and the world will see it as well within us. And, that may cause some backlash, or that may cause some, because you're shifting out of your old identity, out of your old environment, out of the reality that other people saw you in. You're no longer being consistent with that reality. So now that you are literally in a new reality, there's going to be some weird stuff that happens. I'll give you some personal examples. Like, I saw other people change, which was crazy to me. That was very scary for me. Especially family. You'll see family change. But it's not just that they're changing, it's that you are changing. And because you are changing, they're changing, and because they are changing, so are you changing, right? So reality influences reality, especially if you guys are close to each other. So, or you have some sort of bond, whether it's a karmic bond or a soul tie, which that's a different story. But we make agreements with people, by the way. Just to touch on that, we make agreements with people in our life, friends, everybody. Even the person that you have like a 2-second conversation at the drive-thru window with, like, we make agreements to come across people. Nothing is accidental. That's another thing that I realized when I woke up to myself, capital S, which is soul, which is God. I saw that nothing is accidental. And that really actually maybe even cured my depression for me, because it solidified the fact that we're not just here aimlessly, we're not just here without a purpose. We have a purpose, and that purpose exists in every breath that we take. Our purpose is to create, to co-create, and that first begins with thought. And that's why it's important to understand the thoughts that have been going on so far, those karmic loops and patterns, which we all have, like I said, so we can, if we want to, change it. Most people, I got cut off, but I was saying that most people want to change their life. They just don't know how to change their life. They don't know that they can. The way to change your life is to change your reality. The way to change your reality is to change your mind, your mental state. The way to change your mental state is to change your consciousness. The way to change your consciousness is to change the subconscious mind, what's been happening in the subconscious mind. That's the way. So, you have people talking about manifestation and the law of attraction and all this stuff. And I'm just here to tell you that you can feel yourself into a whole different life. You don't have to call it law of attraction. You don't have to call it manifestation. Nothing. Just feel your way there. Only look at things that you want to look at that'll take you to the next phase of your life. I have Pinterest. On my Pinterest, I'm not going to show you. I have mainly things that I like to look at. Doesn't everybody, right? So, because I focus on really pretty things, in my opinion, they actually manifest around me. I'll give you another example. I don't argue. I'm just giving you personal anecdotes for this lesson, I guess. I don't argue with anybody. I'll either leave or pretend that I didn't hear it, or change my own. I probably won't even respond to you if we're in person and you try to argue with me, simply because I have argued before in my life, and I've seen that when there is low frequency in anything, food, people, discussion, conversation, when there is low frequency happening, you can actually, that's how you begin to harm yourself. You first harm your energy, and then it hits the body. So you want to avoid any type of self-harm. You want to get on your own side as soon as possible. There's no in between. There's no in between. You're either with yourself or against yourself. There are many ways that people self-harm, including the types of things that you watch and listen to. You'll never catch me listening to a sad song or a song that makes me sad, because I'm determined to focus my vibration on things that are high frequency, even if it means that I get taken from a state of sadness to a state of anxiety. That's better than being in, because there are levels to frequency. So anxiety can quickly change into excitement if you just, again, like I said, get over here, get on your own side, and you don't stay here against yourself. Anxiety and excitement are two sides of the same coin. So anxiety can easily and quickly jump up to excitement, but sadness cannot do that. Sadness and depression can only really flip into like knowing or understanding or a quiet acceptance, you know? So anyway, I personally do these little things in my life to try to maintain a frequency that is colorful, that is high vibing, that is productive in my way of being productive. Because to me, productivity looks different from the way that the world sees productivity, because to me, productivity is peace. Productivity is relaxation. Productivity is gentle creation of your life, gentle creation of things in your business. So back to my own personal analogy of like starting my own business, I really wanted to take all the healing work, guys. I did quite a bit of healing work, right? And I wanted to quantify it into a business. And so I started with YouTube, and I started with social media and content creation. And that's where I'm at right now. I do have lots of programs, lots of resources that I did in the past. Then life hit me, so I had to come back to myself and realize, hey, what do I really want to do? And ultimately it starts and ends with content creation for me personally. I still would love to, lead communities and everything like that. But for now, it is important that I live this, live the healing work. And so I want you to today, this is your challenge after seeing this video. I'm going to challenge you. I always challenge people. Okay, this is your homework. I want you to get out a piece of paper and a pen. And I want you to get very clear on what it is that has been holding you back this whole time. What it is that you're struggling with. What haven't you healed from? What trauma are you still storing, maybe even in your body? What about your body do you not like that you want to fix? By the way, when we start to heal inside and actually become happy, the body changes with us. There are many things that go into that, like there are many phases of the spiritual awakening and bodily changes and stuff, so I'll touch on one briefly. When you begin to shed or accept experiences and let go, like this is the biggest thing. When you begin to accept your past experiences and then let go, you lose weight. You lose weight. And this is just like a natural thing. When you start yoga, your body begins to lengthen and become more balanced, and you can breathe better and feel better. And so when that happens, you become even, more flexible and peaceful in your daily interactions and in your daily life and in the way that you approach things. We are geniuses, and we are geniuses because we have the ability to study our own minds and our own subconscious minds and then change them. Like we are literally the programmers, the weavers, the writers of reality. And there's only one reality, by the way, and that reality is the reality that you are in. Nobody will ever be in the same reality as you. It doesn't matter if it's your significant other, your family member, like your dog, like nobody will ever be in your reality, because we've been given that gift of autonomy. So do this, because This is the cheat code to literally having control of your energy almost at all moments of time. This is the cheat code to having control of what happens next in your life. There is a quote that says the best way to predict the future is to create it, right? This is what he means when he says that. You create the future by excavating, digging, removing, cleaning first what the past has told you, which you also attracted, understanding that you've attracted all this stuff, flipping the page and deciding what's next. And you decide what's next when you curate your stupid Pinterest boards, when you dress up, when you create content, when you start a business. This is you taking actionable steps in the material world to take all this work and honor it, you know, and to now then, like I said, really be on your own side. So this is the nature of the healing journey. We have the potential to create viral, beautiful, global businesses. We have the ability to speak anything that we want into creation, health, wealth, etc., love, etc. We have the ability to form healthy, pure, lasting, loyal relationships with people. We have the ability to love and honor people and to really want to serve them and to accept service in return, because we know that we are deserving of it and more. We have the ability to channel information and give it to people. We have the ability to surrender our life to our creator because it is his, right? So anything we do should be for God, right? At the end of the day. And the people that don't understand God, they just don't understand themselves. Thank you guys for listening and watching. I love you guys. I appreciate you being here. If you have any questions, leave me a comment down below. I'll be happy to answer them. And I hope you do this exercise. Let me know what you think of it. And I'll talk to you in the next one. Peace.